Hi, good morning. There, that should kill some of the noise. So, it's an early start to the day today, and by early I mean it's like 2. You'll excuse me while I have a little bit of breakfast during this. And by breakfast I mean sweet tea and chocolate. I'm perfectly healthy, I swear. Also forgive that. I do think I'm getting a bit of a head cold, but it's not bad during the day, only at night, like any true cold. So, yesterday I talked a little bit about Mass Effect, and you know what? I woke up wanting to talk a little more about Mass Effect. You'll notice I'm talking very quickly. That is because I don't want this to be a super long video, but I do still just want to talk about Mass Effect for a little bit, because Mass Effect is so good. And like I mentioned yesterday, it's really important to me. It was a super inspiring thing to me when I found it. And like, of course, yeah, at first it was just, oh, this is cool. Guns collapse and they're shooting and big bug things. And I like this Rex guy. He's chill. But over time, it really did inspire me as wanting to, like, just the amount of extra logs, the amount of work they went into just explaining how the universe works, how Omnitools works, how Metagel works, how the mass relays works, how the guns work, how the guns have unlimited ammunition because they're not actually using ammunition, they're actually using heat sinks because the ammunition itself is a very, very small block of metal that the gun just shaves off very small pieces, and then using the Mass Effect gives these little pieces the mass of a bullet, or in the case of shotguns, a cinder block, and then fires that at the enemy. And it's just fascinating. I loved that. I love the amount of work that they put into those little lore tidbits. And for the longest time, and I say the longest time because I don't know if it's still what I want or what I think I'm capable of, but that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the guy that wrote the stuff that only people that were passionate about things like me would appreciate. I wanted to come up and write down, you know, why the toilet works the way it does in this universe, because just world building like that fascinates me, and the character development on it fascinated me, just the amount of character that they had, and sure, because of the massive amounts of dialogue in Mass Effect, and the fact that the voice acting and the motion capture for the characters are quite often recorded very separately. You know, every now and then you get BioWare Deadeye syndrome, or you know, weird jet, but like, it's just, especially when you take it in its time, and especially the first one, before they like really got settled into it. It's just such an amazing thing. It just, and again, this isn't like, this is a love letter, not like my thing or I will beat you up. Obviously, you are free to criticize, just don't be an asshole about it. You know what I mean? You are free to have criticism, that's completely valid. I have criticisms. Like I just said, well, you know, I was just talking about the weird BioWare hype. There are glitches in the game. A lot of them visual, not many game-breaking. There were initially some fairly game-breaking things. I know friends who bailed on the series very early because early on there was a glitch that made it impossible to import custom Shepards from the first game to the second game, and they never experienced the whole thing. And yeah, that sucks, and that's a criticism of the game. But like, you know, that wasn't my experience, and and my experience does not invalidate theirs, just as theirs does not invalidate mine. Just making sure we're very clear on where we stand, all that. I'm speaking from my experience. I'm not saying my experience invalidates yours. Just wanting to share mine, and if you haven't had a Mass Effect experience, maybe this will inspire you to have one. Maybe this will be enough of one for you. Initially, I was going to give a spoiler warning. Which, so if you've come this far and you're like, why was there no spoiler warning? Initially there was going to be one, but I don't think I'm actually going to get into the plot. I'm just going to get into eventually I was going to get into talking about the endings, but I just kind of want to talk about, like, that's changed from the shower I had 20 minutes ago. Ow! That's changed since the shower I had 20 minutes ago. So I just want to talk about what this game did to me now, because it was so important. And, you know, the remaster's coming out next year, so hey, maybe this will get you hyped for the remaster next year and get you along for the ride of Commander Shepard, whomever they may be. I'm also going to work very hard to refer to them as they, because Commander Shepard's whoever you want them to be. Though I think that the canon was determined eventually by aggregate data that BioWare collected from players that basically took the most popular choices from as many playthroughs as they were allowed to collect data from. I think they did some surveys as well for those that didn't want to send them their save data about the major choices, about what your Shepherd was, what class. So, and if I remember correctly, and I could be talking out my ass here, so forgive me for some of this, but quote-unquote canon Shepherd, and this is just, again, the most popular choices, was female Shepherd, soldier, soul survivor, whoever ripped this from their game is doing probes now. Uncharted Worlds from Mass Effect 2. Oh, what was the origin? I want to say colonist. I think it was colonist. It was either colonist or spaceborne. I'm pretty sure it was not Earthborn. Anyway, but yeah, all that's just that's all just initial character creation stuff, so that's not spoilers. I won't get into the actual choices they made, like the romancing and the big decisions. But like you said, you know, all of that doesn't have to mean anything to you. I play a male ship just because that's me, and the character that I so happen to really like, you know, through romance is male ship. And also, male is just always the one I play. I actually lean the other way a lot these days, but in the Dragon Age games, I tend to play, like, my warden is female, my Inquisitor is a female elf, actually, but just, yeah, I'm boring when it comes to Mass Effect. Default male show. I think his name was, Mark Vinderloo, the face model for male chef. He's sexy. And Mark Meir, you know, while his delivery can be comedically flat sometimes, which leads a lot to the fun, he pulls out some good stuff, especially in 3. He had to carry a lot of emotion in 3, and I think he did it pretty well. He does tired good. He managed to sell just I'm tired. I'm just so tired. Really pretty well. So, props to him. He gets a lot of hate for being bland, but like when you record literally hundreds of hours of dialogue for a game like that, some of it's gonna be a bit, I should go, you know? You big stupid jellyfish. But yeah, like I said, just all of the detailed codex entries. Real quick, this is a sidetrack. Fun fact, the main codex entries are voice acted. They're read aloud, meaning like the main races, like the important ones, are narrated. And the narrator of those is the same man that played Colonel Volgin in Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, and he also played Mayor Domino in Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's another person he's played that I'm forgetting, and I can't look it up right now. But yeah, I just think that's really funny that he went from angry Soviet shockboy to politely reading codex entries on aliens and space technology. It's just great. I'm sorry I'm eating on camera. I'm hungry and I don't want to get a headache like I did yesterday. But yeah, I just love Mass Effect. It's fun to play. I love games that so obviously have a passion behind them. And too often these days you don't see that in AAA anymore. Well, I say that. I guess what I mean is too often these days publishers manage to strip that away. You kind of saw the beginnings of that in Andromeda. And unfortunately, we really saw that in Anthem. And I was concerned for a while that was going to be the end of BioWare. Because that's what EA likes to do. They like to bleed a country, kind of. They like to bleed a company dry for all they're worth, push them to their absolute limits, and when they break, they liquidate them, and we never hear from them again. Rest in peace, Visceral. I will miss you. You will be remembered. And I was so scared BioWare was going to be next. That's why this last 7 day when they announced the Trilogy Remaster and a new Mass Effect, which looks like it's going to be Andromeda 2, the next Andromeda, it was such a sigh of relief because details on the next Inquisition, which have, well, they've been kind of steady, they've been vague, similar to the Star Wars project that Visceral was working on before they went silent forever, which eventually went to Respawn and gave us a good Star Wars game, but man, was it really worth losing Visceral? No, it wasn't. That is the answer to that question. Anyway, I've gone on for long enough. I just kind of wanted to gush about Mass Effect for a little while, about how much I love the detail that went into the series. I've kind of lost that thread as I've rambled on. I want to eat the rest of this. My bit just fell off. I'm not going to eat that. Wearing Sovereign shirt. It's got the quote from the first game. We exist to impose order on the chaos of organic evolution. We exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it. No, it's just we impose order. My bad. I got the rest of it right though. That line hit good the first time you heard it, didn't it? Spoiler, I guess. It still hits good after all these years, so I don't think just knowing that line's gonna make it hit any less hard. But yeah, we'll catch y'all later for an actual day roundup. I'm not even going to bother explaining what happened. Well, I guess I should. I just slept a lot. After I recorded last night, I actually stopped playing Genshin and just kind of sat in the chair for a little bit before moving to the bed and laying there and drifting off to sleep. I've done nothing. There really was nothing. I just got up today, got a shower, and wanted to talk more about Mass Effect because somewhere in the haze of last night, my friend messaged me and we talked a little bit more about endings. And I was originally going to talk more about that here, but I guess I just wanted to get more of the general excitement that Mass Effect brings me across, instead of coming out here and gushing about endings or whatever, because I'm sure plenty of people have done that. maybe at some point. Hopefully the trilogy will release in the lifespan of this year. And who knows, even if it doesn't, I might enjoy doing these things so much that when it comes out, I might do a long thing. I might do individual videos after I finish each installment. I might do a revival of this series as I play the game. Who knows? Mass Effect is just important to me. Yeah, it's just one of those. Everybody's got one. Catch y'all in a bit.
Hello. So more or less, as I expected earlier, as the day went on, the sun went down and it got late, I kinda crashed, which is standard for a cold, which I'm pretty convinced it is. After recording that morning bit, I threw my shirt over the back of the chair with the intent of putting it on later. You can see that's not entirely happened. I have just draped it over me. You know, just because I am a shining example of maximum effort. You know, turned my AC back on, sat down, went to join my friend who started playing a new game today, since she finished Mass Effect yesterday. Put my headphones on. These bad boys here, which, you know, I am going to shout out. These are V-Moda Crossfade LPs, and I'm shouting them out because I have had these headphones since 2011. Or is it 12? Either way, I've had these headphones for either 8 or 9 years. And the worst thing that's happened is I had to replace the padding after I visited Germany in 2015 because I wore them around my neck for pretty much the entire trip, and I have a sweaty neck, and moisture plus the old padding equaled it tearing, so I had to replace the padding. That cost me all of like $10, and like most of that was shipping, so that's on Amazon. But yeah, no, they were like, don't get me wrong, they were not cheap, but they have gone above and beyond whatever I paid for them, which I believe was close to $200. But you break that down, this is not what this was about, and I am not about to sit here and do math. Anyway, I put them on, I swallowed, and both of my ears popped. I then took them off, sat them back down, and said, you know, I think they can bear to do without me for the day, even though I'm usually with them every day. And I did already miss Sunday because of bad internet. So I just chilled today, did Genshin. This is super shaky, and I'm very sorry about that. But these are more listen segments anyway. See, I'm constantly red-faced, but I don't have a fever. I've been checking, so it's very much just a cold. Or allergies or whatever. It'll be gone in a few days, I'm sure of it. So I just kind of aired out my head today as far as not being stuck in headphones. Chilled with Genshin. Did enough to sort of, I guess, finish that side quest. The story didn't really end, so I don't know if they're doing more story later. But, like, I got the character from it today, so if they're doing more, there's not a date on when that's coming out, so not sure what's going on there. And then I've just been playing Monster Hunter. I'm also coming to you mildly bummed, because I just did, or I should say, attempted to do the Witcher crossover quest in Monster Hunter again after doing a bunch of other stuff. Like, yeah, I'll knock this out. I remember completing it in the PS4 version. Remember really liking it, and again, was really enjoying it until I got to the end fight. And if you haven't done it, I won't spoil it because I don't know. That's both. I've gotten, I say, permission to spoil Monster Hunter from my one friend who watches these, but this is also a Witcher thing. So this is with this quest being it's really story driven, while Monster Hunter World isn't. This quest is, so I will refuse to spoil this quest because it's basically just an hour of Witcher 3 that plays like Monster Hunter. So it's a really cool and well crafted quest. There's a lot of dialogue, and yeah, it's a really cool and well crafted quest. So won't be spoiling that for you. Sorry. Not sorry. Don't know why I apologize. But did that. Knocked out some more high rank stuff. I'm working on optional quests for 7 stars and up right now. While also doing a couple of master rank things on and off. Haven't pushed the story in Iceborne much. Just kind of, mostly because, well, one, my right hand has been giving me, it's been just kind of sore. My forefinger and thumb have been just kind of sore. Probably need something a little more chill than Genshin and Monster Hunter for a couple of days. But I'm also probably not going to do that because I'm an idiot and I'll just run until my hand falls off. Because again, I'm an idiot. At the very least, maybe I'll slow myself down some. That, and I just have not, while I'm doing extremely well on the hunts, as far as I've definitely got my muscle memory back on how to run the insect blade, I'm doing it very well, and in a lot of fashions, fighting better than I used to. As far as having to be on my A game, I've not quite got the mindset back. I'm letting myself get easily distracted. I'm also, with this cold, permanently drowsy. So that's not helping when a quest demands my full attention, which is probably why right at the end of that Witcher fight I just got overwhelmed. That was not fun. It's worth saying that during that quest, during all of that dialogue, the timer doesn't progress. So while you got 60 minutes to finish the quest, whenever you're doing the dialogue, and there is a good bit of it, since the timer's not playing out, I'd probably been doing that quest for about an hour and a half. That's just gone now. Granted, since I've done all the dialogue recently, I won't spend that long redoing it, and I can, I know where everything is again now. It's been long enough that I forgot where everything is, because there's like there's like side things to do. It's like a fully fleshed out little. If Monster Hunter World was all what this one quest was, this quest would be a good demo. Let's put it that way. That's how meaty this one little crossover was. So props to whoever exactly organized that. I don't know how much of it was the World team. I don't know how much of it was CD Projekt Red, but yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's making me want to play Wild Hunt again. I've got the complete edition on PS3. My brother-in-law has it. I don't know if he's played it or not, but it's just across the yard. I need to see if he's like kind of getting the itch to. But I'm playing so much else right now. That's probably going to go back on my shortlist for a replay. I haven't played it since I bought it. It's been a few years now. Might have to replay Wild Hunt. But yeah, that's been my evening so far. Internet's been spotty, so I'm going to try and keep this short so it actually goes up before midnight. Thanks to The Witcher, I'm just trying to pull my little flap down so I can see what time it is. It's pushing 9. I could have just put my glasses back on, but meh. So, between this and what I did earlier, it's probably going to be about 20 minutes. It's probably going to take like an hour and a half to upload, plus however long it wants to take to render. Plus, if it's anything like 2 nights ago was, I'll keep noticing that I forgot to do things in the edit, and at the very least, I'm glad I backed off on wanting to talk about spoilers for Mass Effect, so I don't have to attempt to insert a timestamp. I get to skip that. I'm still enjoying doing these. I'm mostly saying that to myself at this point. There's a weird symbol on my phone, and I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, I'm mostly saying that to myself at this point. This doesn't become a chore. I just feel like crap. I'm upset that I feel bad. That's all. I'm upset that I feel bad, and I can't do what I want. I can't do more than this. Because, like, these little snippets are going to make me seem like I don't feel as overall kind of meh as I do. But, like, what you don't see is that this morning that was entirely fresh out of the shower energy. And what you're getting now is pretty much all I'll have the rest of today. Like, after this, I don't know exactly how hard, but I will very likely fully crash. I might only get a few more hunts in. I might get this dealt with, like, snip this together and get it uploading and just full out crash. I don't know. I've not really spoke since I recorded this morning's thing, so it's the only real reason we're 11 minutes into this and I still haven't shut up. This little piece of mustache has been bothering me for days, but you only see it at that angle. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't think to do anything about it. But when I'm recording these, it's there, mocking me. The obvious solution is to stop filming myself at such unflattering angles. I'ma go. I will catch y'all tomorrow. Hopefully I will have slept off the last of whatever this cold or sinus thing is, because I'm sick of it.